Come on children, let us turn to the next topic. In our body, the cell is the fundamental and basic unit of our body. There is organization of all living things and cell is the basic unit of every living thing. Group of cells form tissue and group of tissues form an organ. Group of organs form an organ system and group of organ systems, it forms a body, human body. In this way, this is the organization of human body. Now, we have seen that there are many organ systems. They are made up of so many organs, they work for common bodily functions. Now, in that, we know there are many organ systems like digestive system, respiratory system, nervous system, circulatory system, muscular system, reproductive system, excretory system and skeletal system. See, this is the skeletal system. Now, we will see the definition of skeletal system. See, the system which gives a definite shape to the body, provides support and protects delicate organs inside the body is called skeletal system. I will repeat it for you. The system which gives a definite shape to the body, provides support and protects delicate organs inside the body is called skeletal system. In skeletal system, all bones and cartilages are there. These all bones and cartilage, they form the skeletal system. Human skeleton is a protective shell for all internal organs like brain, heart, lungs, small intestine, large intestine, kidneys, liver, all these things, they are protected inside the skeleton. And this skeleton, you can see here the model of skeleton. See, these are the bones and these form the framework of our body. See, we will see one by one which are the types of bones and which are the types of joints, skeleton, all these things. Now, what is fracture that we will see? Sometimes while playing, we fall down and because of that it may cause the breaking of bones and it will lead to the fracture. What is fracture then? If a bone is broken, it is called a fracture. Understood? If a bone is broken, whether it may be of arm, it may be of leg or anywhere else, shoulder, hip, anywhere, there is a fracture if that bone is broken. What are the signs of fracture? See, fracture causes severe and unbearable pain. If there is a big fracture or hairline fracture, it will lead to severe and unbearable pain. It swells immediately. There is the swelling immediately at the same time. It causes the inflammation or swelling on the fractured part. Now, what we have to do? Which help should we do to the victim? We should tell him that he should not move, don't move. Then immobilize the fractured part with the help of wooden plank or something. We should immobilize the fractured part. If a bone is broken, it is called a fracture. And fracture causes severe and unbearable pain. The patient cannot bear that pain and it swells immediately. Whenever there is a fracture, the swelling comes on that fractured part immediately at the same time and there is a there is an inflammation, and it shows that there may be 99% there may be a fracture. Now at that time, before going to doctor, what we have to do? We should help that person by telling him that he should not move. Don't move, and then immobilize the fractured part. We have to immobilize the fractured part with the help of the wooden plank that will give support to the fractured part. Then X-ray image is taken. When we will go to doctor, at that time the doctor will suggest us to do an X-ray, and in that X-ray image on the dark film, the doctor will conclude that whether it is a fracture or not. If there is a fracture, plaster has to be done. Doctor will suggest that plaster is to be done to that fractured part, and if it is more injured, at that time it is operated by an orthopedic doctor. Now this X-ray, it was discovered by the great scientist Wilhelm Conrad Roentgen. Wilhelm Conrad Roentgen. Roentgen discovered X-rays. Now we will turn to bones. In our body there are 206 bones, and every bone in our body is different. All bones are different, and no bone is same in our body. All the bones of the body along with cartilage together form the skeletal system. See, all the bones as well as cartilage both together form the skeletal system. These bones are hard and they are not flexible. Constituents of bone that we will study now. There are two main constituents of bone: biotic constituents and abiotic constituents of bone. Bio means living. Living things are included in biotic. That's why bone cells are included in biotic constituents of bone. Whereas abiotic constituents include calcium carbonate, calcium phosphate, minerals, salts. Calcium gives strength to the bones as well as body, and that's why if there is osteoporosis or the bones become weak, at that time doctors suggest us to include the calcium constituents in our diet. Then human skeletal system that we will study now. There are two, it is classified into two parts, the axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Skull, spine and rib cage, these are the three parts of axial skeleton. See, you can see here the upper part is not there in this model of skeleton. Now this skeleton has this skull. This is the first part of axial skeleton. Then spine, you can see it here. See, this is spine, and these are the this rib cage, ribs, and these ribs form a rib cage. Okay, see, SSR: skull, spine and rib cage. These are three parts of axial skeleton. Whereas in appendicular skeleton, bones of upper limbs, see, bones of upper limbs means arms, and see, these are lower limbs, these are upper limbs. Bones of upper limbs, they are included in appendicular system, as well as bones of lower limb, that means legs, they are also included in appendicular system. Now you must have observed that this axial skeleton, it includes symmetrically It is situated symmetrically along central vertical axis of the body. Symmetrically along central vertical axis. See, if this is a skeleton, this is the central part of the skeleton, and it divides the whole body into same two parts. This vertical axis, central axis, it divides the body into two equal parts, and this organs or this axial skeleton, it includes the parts, those are at the both sides, symmetrically they are present along the central vertical axis of the body. If it is divided centrally, there are similar two parts of the skeleton: skull, spine and rib cage. Okay, which part is this? Axial skeleton. Now we will see appendicular skeleton. In that, on either side of, these are situated on either side of central axis. See, if this, we have seen that these were situated, axial skeleton that was situated in the vertical side. Now this is situated on the either side of central axis. This appendicular system contains these upper limbs and lower limbs. In this way, we have seen two parts, axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton.